Hello, friend. I'm Hope, and I'm really glad you're here today. Welcome to English with Hope, a calm space for your mind and your heart. In this channel, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to rush. Here, we learn English slowly. We listen to English gently. No pressure, no stress. And here, you are not alone. Wherever you are in the world, I'm right here with you. So relax your shoulders, take a slow breath, and let's begin. Human beings have an incredible habit of trying to push open doors that are completely locked. We often think that if we just push harder, the wood will give way and the path will open up before us. We spend so much of our precious energy fighting against the reality of a closed door. We think that willpower is a loud, angry muscle we must force until we are completely empty and exhausted. But true determination does not require you to break your own tools or live in constant friction. This life journey is not a heavy wall to be broken down with force and anger. It is an open path that shows itself to you one single step at a time. You are not stuck or failing just because your first direction did not work out the way you planned. You are simply being invited to take a deep breath, step back, and look at the larger picture. When your heart stays steady and clear, a new way will always show itself right under your feet. Today, we are going to look at your daily goals in a completely fresh way. We are going to find a wonderful sense of clarity and a peaceful focus for your mind. If you have a project at work or a personal plan that you want to move forward, this conversation is a beautiful space for you. You are going to see how your daily determination can become light, joyful, and completely steady. Think of me today as a supportive friend sitting right next to you at your kitchen table. We are going to open our minds and look at new possibilities for our daily routines. We do not need to use stressful pressure to make wonderful progress in this world. Instead, we can learn the gentle skill of staying focused and finding simple ways to succeed. Let us move together into a bright human story that shows us exactly how this positive mindset works in real life. Let us step together into an inspiring story about a young man named Ethan. Ethan grew up in a very poor neighborhood in a crowded city. His family lived in a tiny apartment, and they had to save every single coin just to buy basic food. As a child, Ethan did not have beautiful new clothes, shiny toys, or an expensive computer. He did not even have a quiet desk in his home where he could sit down to study his lessons. But inside Ethan's heart, there was a magnificent and quiet light that no one could put out. He had a deep, beautiful dream to study at the most famous university in the world, Harvard. To many people around him, this dream seemed completely impossible. But Ethan truly believed that where there is a will, there is always a way. He knew he could not change his family's empty pockets, but he could choose his own actions. Every single afternoon after school, Ethan would walk down to the warm, bright public library. He sat at the wooden tables for hours, reading heavy books under the soft library lights. When he did not understand a difficult word, he would write it down on a small piece of scrap paper. He did not have money for private teachers, so he politely asked his school teachers for extra help after class. On cold winter nights, when the apartment was chilly, he would wrap himself in a blanket and study by the light of a small desk lamp. He did not look at his poor circumstances as a permanent wall that would block his future forever. Instead, he looked at every book he read as a beautiful step that brought him closer to his dream. Year after year, Ethan kept his focus completely steady and his mind beautifully bright. He filled hundreds of notebooks with his handwriting, learning everything he possibly could. He did not let the lack of money stop his spirit from moving forward with joy. And then, one bright spring morning, a large white envelope arrived in his family's small mailbox. With shaking hands and a racing heart, Ethan opened the letter and read the incredible words. He had received a full, historic scholarship to study at Harvard University. On his graduation day, as he stood in his elegant cap and gown, he looked out at his proud parents. He realized that his deep, quiet determination had opened a magnificent door that once seemed completely locked. Ethan's journey shows us that an encouraging mindset can change your whole life when you choose to take one brave step every single day. What if true determination is just a quiet voice inside you saying, "I will try again tomorrow"? Many times in our daily lives, we believe that determination must be a very loud and aggressive force. We think we must wake up every morning with an intense energy, ready to fight our way through our tasks. But this loud mindset can often create a lot of unnecessary pressure inside our minds and hearts. True determination does not mean you have to be loud, and it does not mean you must never feel tired. It is actually a very soft, steady, and comfortable feeling that lives deep inside your chest. Think of it like a small, warm candle flame that stays lit even when a gentle breeze blows through the room. When you encounter a difficult day, you do not need to force a giant burst of energy to prove you are strong. You simply need to listen to that quiet friend inside your mind who reminds you that tomorrow is a completely new day. This quiet determination allows you to put down your tools at the end of the evening with a peaceful heart. You can rest deeply because you know your willingness to try again is always safe inside you. Every single time you choose to wake up, wash your face, and take one small step forward, you are using this beautiful power. It is the gentle, steady choices that create the most wonderful paths in our human journey. When a path is completely blocked, can we stop fighting and gently look for a new way around? Sometimes, we find ourselves standing right in front of a door that simply will not open, no matter how hard we push. Our natural habit is to keep pushing the exact same door, using more physical strength and feeling more stressed. We think that if we stop pushing, it means we are giving up on our beautiful dreams and goals. But stepping back from a closed door is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of wonderful intelligence. When you take a step back, you give your eyes a chance to look around, the space with complete clarity. You might notice a small path you did not see before, or a window that is already open for you. Where there is a will, there is always a way. But the way does not have to be the first route you imagined. True determination means your destination stays completely steady, but your footsteps can be beautifully flexible. When you stop fighting the reality of a blocked path, you save your precious energy for better opportunities. You begin to see that life is full of different routes, and some of them are much more pleasant to walk on. By staying open and curious, you allow your creative mind to find the solutions that are waiting for you. There is always a wonderful new direction available to you when you choose to look with an encouraging heart. Is it okay to change how you work, as long as your deepest dream stays exactly the same? In our modern world, we often get very attached to our specific methods and our strict daily schedules. We tell ourselves that we must complete our tasks in one exact way, or our progress will not count. This rigid mindset can make our daily routines feel very heavy and full of unnecessary rules. But if you look at how successful people navigate their lives, you will see they are like flowing water. Water knows exactly where it wants to go, but it is completely happy to flow around a rock or change its shape. Your deepest dream is the beautiful point on the map that guides your heart every single morning. But the tools you use, the hours you work, and the methods you choose can change whenever you need them to. If a specific study habit or work routine feels too heavy, it is completely okay to change your approach. Changing your method is a beautiful act of self-care that keeps your inner motivation alive and bright. It means you respect your own energy enough to find a style of working that feels natural and joyful for you. When you give yourself permission to be flexible, your daily work becomes a delightful experiment instead of a chore. Your dream remains completely safe and steady while you discover the most encouraging ways to bring it to life. What happens to your deep stress when you stop chasing tomorrow and accept your today? It is very easy to spend our entire day living in the future, constantly worrying about our next major milestone. We run through our morning tasks while thinking about our afternoon meetings, and we miss the present moment entirely. This habit of chasing tomorrow creates a large amount of deep stress that sits quietly in our shoulders. But true progress can only happen right now, in the exact room where you are currently sitting. When you choose to drop your big worries about next month, a wonderful sense of lightness returns to your heart. You can look at the ground beneath your shoes and focus entirely on the single task in front of you. If you are learning English, you do not need to worry about speaking perfectly in front of a large crowd next year. You only need to focus on the beautiful sound of the single sentence you are practicing right now. Accepting your today means you understand that this current moment is the perfect building block for your future. When you give your full attention to the present, your work naturally becomes much higher in quality. You find a deep peace in knowing that by taking excellent care of today, tomorrow will naturally take care of itself. Your path becomes a beautiful walk instead of a stressful race when you learn to appreciate your current step. Can you trust that your small, quiet choices are slowly changing your life every single day? We live in a culture that loves big, dramatic moments of success and sudden transformations. We see stories of people achieving great things in a single flash, and we think our lives must look the same way. But real, lasting growth happens in the quiet, ordinary moments that nobody else ever sees. It happens when you choose to read a helpful book for 15 minutes instead of looking at your phone. It happens when you choose to use an encouraging word with yourself after making a simple mistake. These small, quiet choices might seem completely invisible today, but they are incredibly powerful. They are like tiny drops of water falling into a glass, slowly filling it up until it overflows with joy. You do not need to perform a giant miracle every afternoon to create a magnificent and successful life. You just need to trust that your small, positive habits are quietly moving you forward every single day. Every single good choice you make is a beautiful vote for the person you are becoming. When you look back after a few months, you will be absolutely amazed by how far these tiny steps have carried you. Trust in the quiet power of your daily dedication, because it is creating a wonderful future for you right now. Now that we understand the beautiful nature of gentle determination, let us look at how we can bring this mindset into our ordinary routines. We do not need to add any stressful rules or heavy tasks to our busy days. Instead, we can use 3 simple, actionable micro habits that will keep our motivation light, joyful, and completely steady. The first micro habit is called the 3-breath intentional pause. Before you begin any daily task, whether it is studying English, opening your laptop for work, or cleaning your kitchen stop for a moment, sit comfortably in your chair. Let your hands rest flat on your lap and close your eyes. Take 3 very slow, deep breaths, feeling the cool air fill your chest and leave your body. As you breathe out, say a simple, encouraging sentence quietly in your mind, such as, "I am here, and I am choosing this step." This tiny habit takes less than 1 minute, but it completely changes the energy of your actions. It transforms your work from a stressful requirement that you have to do into a conscious choice that you want to do. Our second micro habit is called the flexible route check. Whenever you encounter a frustrating block in your day, like a difficult assignment you cannot solve, or a schedule change that disrupts your plans, do not try to force it. Instead, take a piece of scrap paper and a pen from your desk drawer. Write down the main goal you want to achieve at the top of the paper. Then, right underneath it, write down one alternative way to handle this situation. For example, if you are too tired to read a long chapter of a book, your alternative way could be to listen to 5 minutes of a calm podcast. By doing this, you train your mind to see that a blocked path is never the end of your journey. You instantly remember that where there is a will, there are always many beautiful ways to move forward. The final micro habit is called the evening grain reflection. At the end of the day, right before you turn off your bedroom lamp to sleep, take 2 minutes to review your afternoon. Instead of looking for mistakes or counting the things you did not complete, look for the moments of natural flow. Ask yourself, where did things feel light and natural today? It could be a pleasant conversation with a coworker, a moment of deep focus while drinking your tea, or a single English phrase you understood clearly. Write down this one positive moment in a small notebook by your bed. This simple practice shifts your focus away from daily friction and highlights your natural progress. It allows you to close your eyes with a deeply grateful and peaceful heart, knowing that you are moving beautifully in the direction of your dreams. As we come to the end of our conversation today, let us take a slow, deep breath together. Feel the wonderful space you have created in your mind and your heart during our time together. We have looked at the timeless saying, "Where there's a will, there's a way," from a fresh and encouraging perspective. We learned through Ethan's beautiful graduation journey that your current circumstances never define the limits of your future. True willpower is not a stressful muscle that you must force until you feel empty or unhappy. It is the quiet, steady candle flame that lives safely inside your chest every single morning. It is your decision to look at a closed door not as a final wall, but as an open invitation to find a new path around. You are doing much better than you think, and your small, daily choices are slowly moving mountains. Be incredibly proud of your patience, your learning journey, and your wonderful dedication to your dream. Trust that as long as you keep your heart bright and focused, a beautiful way will always unfold right under your shoes. Thank you so much for walking along this peaceful path with me today. Remember, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to take one gentle step at a time. I am always right here with you, cheering you on from the bottom of my heart. And if you found this lesson meaningful, I'd be deeply thankful if you subscribed and left a like. Not because of the numbers, but because each act of support helps these stories and lessons find their way to someone who might need them today. Thank you for listening, for learning, and for being part of this growing community. Your presence here means more than you know. Goodbye for now, friend.